Okay, so if you watched my previous video, I gave you wrong information. This job is going to take two of these T fittings, 1 by 1 by 3/4. You need 2 of those. I had misrouted the pipes, so I got the wrong fittings. I was all confused, but I think I've got it figured out now. So you've got 2 pipes from the rear heater in the back of the car, and each one of those goes into a T. And then the engine has 2 pipes. Each one of those pipes goes to a T. And then you've got the heater core up front, and a pipe goes into each one of those T's. And I had it misrouted, and so these are what you're going to need for this job. So if you saw my previous video, disregard what I said. This is what you need. So let me see if I can get this together, and I'll cut back in. Following the lower T fitting here, and the one that comes from the firewall is this top one here. I don't know if you can see with my hand in the way, but that top one right there, that guy comes out of the heater core from inside the car. Okay, it needs to go onto a 1-inch fitting. The one, this hose here that's going that direction, that is the rear heater water, okay, for heating the rear heater in the back of the car. That is the 3/4. This 1-inch guy needs to go to the fitting that's on the engine right here. So there'll be a pipe that I'm sorry, right here, this pipe here. It'll come across, down, and kind of curl up and back up. So let me get that installed and I'll be back. All right, so I've got the first T in there and it's secure. Looks like it's going to be just fine. There's enough room to position the screw clamps any way you want. I kind of positioned them so I could get a socket wrench on it. I tightened them with just a regular 3/8 inch socket wrench and 5/16 socket, but you know, you might use some other clamps. You could even reuse the spring clamps if you want. I just want to put good clamps in here so I don't have to worry about it. Alright, so I'm going to start working on the second T fitting now. Alrighty, I got the top one in now. Everything's all snugged up. I used the original spring clamps on the ones that attach to the engine simply because there's no way you're going to get a wrench on it to tighten up a screw type thing. So I just reused the spring clamps. It's just easier. I mean, you might be able to, but it's just easier. So everything's tightened down. I'm ready to start putting water in it. Do that before you put anything together. That way, if there's a leak, you don't have to take it all apart again. So let me put the water in. I'll be back. Okay, I've put water in there. I've topped off the radiator, and I'm not hearing any leaks. I'm not seeing anything. So next step is put it together, start the engine, and let it heat up, and add water because there's going to be air that needs to be worked out of the system. And so let me do that, and I'll be back. I forgot to mention before I start the engine and cover up everything to where we can't see this. This second fitting, the one that's on top, this is the hose that goes to the rear. That's the one that needs the 3/4 size end. I'm sorry, that's the one that needs a 3/4 size end. The other 2 are 1-inch. So this is a 1, 1, and 3/4 inch T. So basically, the 2 hoses that go to the rear are 3/4. Everything's back together. You can't really see the work now. It's covered, so no one knows that you didn't use brass fittings. Some people get upset about that. I don't know why. They're gonna last longer than the cheap old plastic ones. So anyway, I'm going to start it up. I'm going to let the engine warm up. I'm going to let this water heat up in here. Eventually the thermostat will open up inside the engine and it will suck the water into the engine, and then I'll add more water and keep going. Looks like I don't need to add any to the reservoir, so just got to get it into the radiator. Let me get that going. So the engine is getting warmed up, and you'll see an occasional air bubble here. I don't believe it's warm enough for the thermostat to open yet, so when it does, that should suck quite a bit of water down, and then I'll top it off and put the lid on it, cap back on. Not seeing any leaks. I've been looking underneath as this is idling. No leaks. I think I've gotten all the connectors put on. I don't have a check engine light. So hopefully it's a job well done. We'll find out as time goes on. So I'll keep feeding this thing. I'm putting just pure antifreeze at this point. I had already put a bunch of water before. So try to make it a 50-50 mixture. Concentrate, antifreeze, and water half and half. I'm adding water, but I'll recheck it after a day or two of driving, make sure everything's good. I've got plenty of water in the reservoir, so if it needs any, it'll suck it out of there. So I did forget to hook this hose up, but the engine light didn't come on from it, so I guess it's okay. Let me get the beauty cover back on, and then that's it. The job will be done.